Hey guys, finally got a battle video up for you to watch.
Go for it.
So yeah, this battle is between me and my brother, and he chooses to play with the deck of darkness, whereas I will be playing with the deck of honor and the core of light.
Sure.
Apologies for playing on the floor today, that's
That's
all we had spare for the time being. So I'm just going to do a quick voiceover for this game for you.
I'm forced to go.
So,
Draw 7.
initial draw, you want to draw 7 cards, and then we place 1 card into the bottom of the deck. And then obviously whoever wins the flip goes first, and in this game it's going to be me. So I'll just try and throw a few cards. That's my opening hand without showing it to my brother. And then I'm just going to overlay a few cards for you guys so you can get like a close-up view of them as the video progresses. So starting the game, straight away I get the dual terrain card, which can give me a white or a blue element at the beginning of my turn. I don't have any like glass beads at this point. I forgot to bring them to my brother's house, so we're just going to have to try and memorise where all the elements are in the game. So as you can see, I got the Castle Archer out in play. It charges my core once. My brother's turn, he gets a desert out and doesn't play anything. Then it goes into my second turn. So I get a river, which gives all my blue units 100 attack for whichever one occupies that terrain. Use an element of the other two terrains and equip a weapon onto my archer. Now the archer has got the ranged ability, which means when he attacks, like all ranged units go together. So I'll flip I'll roll a d6. And unfortunately I only rolled a 2 on that die, and the archer states that you need a 3 or more to hit, so I don't deal any damage. My brother's turn, he gets his dual terrain out, so and then plays a charred Krylisian. He can't attack the first turn, so then he passes the turn on to me. That of course charges my core onto a second turn time. So now I use what's this? 1 white element to play a shield guard, which is a very good defensive card early on, and use another white element to play a foot soldier. And then I'm going to attack with the ranged unit. Now Jake knows that I've got a 1 in 3 chance of missing with my archer, so he decides to defend. So I roll mine, and I get a 4, so fortunately for me I hit. The Krylisian doesn't have ranged, so it doesn't get a chance to attack, because you do all the ranged units together, and then all the non-ranged units together. So I had 100 damage outstanding, because the Krylisian only had 300 HP, so that extra 100 goes to the core. And he goes on to Jake's turn. He plays a Cavern, which gives his black units 100 attack. Then he uses 3 elements to play the Entombed Demon, which is a very good card to have out early on. It can't attack unless you pay an element for it, and of course that charges my core. Then it passes over to my turn. Looks like I've got a meadow, yep. So the white unit on that terrain gets a 100 boost as well. So using 3 elements, is it?
You charge your core.
So that's Judgment.
And then I'll attack with everyone.
I don't think that was a proper way of playing it, but anyway, we'll go straight into battle.
400 damage off range.
So looks like we're attacking with everything, so I get a 5.
And then
Jake's got no defenders, so all this damage will come straight off the core. So the second we roll a 5,
no, those are what units, just
which is a hit for that unit.
And then this one
And then the third unit,
hits, which is just 200.
we roll another 5, so we've got 400 damage in the non-ranged pool, so that takes Jake's core down to 5,600 HP. So then Jake now plays a Volcano, which gives him the option to use another red element at the beginning of his next turn.
Backstab, is it? No.
So now he plays 3 black elements for a backstab, and that basically kills a unit which has got 500 or less HP. Now my unit dies, so that charges his core as well. It goes on to my turn again.
White, blue.
So what we're using here now.
White and blue for that, and the 2 white.
So we're using a white and a blue element, and then a further white element.
Attack with these 2.
2 white elements, should I say. So we've got a sword and a relic out.
2 hits, so 4.
I'm going into combat. I roll a 2 on the swordsman, which is 400 damage to my pool.
And this one.
And then the shield guard gets to roll, and he gets a 3, which is a hit. So my damage pool this turn is 600 damage, and that's 600 damage straight off his core because he's got no defenders. So that's how basically the Deck of Honor works, by buffing up your smaller units and getting the smaller units out quite soon.
Yeah, when it enters, it burrows.
And Jake gets 3 red elements to play the Snapjaw Worm. Now when it enters, it burrows, so basically the card comes into play upside down, and nothing can touch it until the beginning of his next turn. And he also plays a Mesmeric Crylizia for 1 black element. And pass it over to my turn.
Blue.
Then I'm using what looks like 2 blue elements to play a relic, which is the Icy Trap. Now the Icy Trap can be destroyed when a player chooses attackers, and it'll basically deal 300 damage to a unit.
300 damage to that.
And then I pay another 2 elements to deal 300 damage to the Mesmeric Crylizia, killing it off. And of course that will charge the Core of Death as well. Going into combat, or battle should I say. So we've got no ranged units, so we attack with these 2 on my left. So starting with the leftmost unit, we roll a 2, which is a hit, so it's 400 damage plus whatever the shield guard gets. So he rolls a 5, that's just a regular hit again, so that's plus 200, so my damage pool is 600 damage, taking his core down to 4400.
You're 1 something there, aren't you?
And then I believe it passes over to Jake's turn, so the Snapjaw now like resurfaces, if you like. So we're using quite a few elements here. And he's played in Entombed Demon, which is the 2nd copy in his deck, as well as the Hoodoo Sorcerer. That's a pretty good card. Now, you notice he's got a Reveal All, which basically means he can reveal all of his cards in his hand. You can use it once per turn. He's revealed nothing because he's got no cards in his hand, so then that basically means I've got to put the top 2 cards in my deck into my used pile. And then he decides to attack with the Snapjaw Worm. He must have forgot that I had the Icy Trap in place, so I'm going to destroy the Icy Trap as he chooses his attacker, which deals 300 damage to the worm. So that will destroy my relic and his unit at the same time. Of course that will charge his core. Now Jake's triggering his core by taking 5 charges off it to deal 500 damage directly to my core. So I'm on 7500 HP now. So it's over to me.
Take 5 off to go back up to 8,000.
So I'm going to trigger my core because I had 6 charges on my core. So my core is back up to 8,000, which is the maximum. We can't go over the maximum HP which is printed on the card. So I'm going to use an action card which is called a Hidden Key. So basically destroy the chest in play on which I own in play, and then draw 3 cards. Then I'm going to play a lake. Attacking with this unit, which is 5, and this one, which is another 3, so they both hit, which is another 600 damage off the Core of Death. Oh, sorry, Jake's deciding to defend. So it starts getting a bit tricky now when there's multiple attackers and multiple defenders. So we both have our own damage pool. So Jake rolled a 6 on the Entombed Demon, which has a special ability to deal 200 damage straight to my core. So I have a total of 600 damage I can share out. over Jake's units, so I'll deal 500 damage to his defenders and then the remaining 100 to his core. You can see Jake's core has now dropped to 4300 HP. And then Jake has got 1000 damage in his pool, but he only needs 500 damage to destroy my attacking units. 4 units just died, so then of course Jake's core charges 4 times.
White, blue, blue.
Did I just attack or did Jake just attack me? I think Jake just attacked me. Oh no, he couldn't do anything on his turn, so then it's my turn. So now I played the Angel of Purity, which is a really good card to have out. It's one of the it's royalty rare in the pre-constructed deck of Honor. I don't think Jake can do anything his turn again. I've cut quite a few bits out, so it might look like I'm having extra turns when I'm not. I'm just cutting the bits out. So then I'm going to attack with the Angel on the
8,000.
so I rolled a 2 on the Angel, which gave it basically recovered health to my core, as well as dealing 600 damage in play. Okay, so moving on to Jake's turn now. So he's playing with black and red and puts the old ball and chain on the Angel, which gives it minus 200 attack, I believe. So that's slowed down the attacking power at least. So I play a Steps. Then use
White, blue.
however many elements to put down. It's just to play the Hero Blade again to give the unit on the end an extra 200 attack boost.
So this one.
So don't forget, a unit can only have one weapon equipped to it at a time. So going into battle, we get a 3, which deals
800 off that one.
Toting it all up, it deals 800 damage in battle.
And then this one.
And then
Hit and recover 5.
yeah, I was also attacking with the Angel at the same time. Even though it's got an attack debuff, it still deals damage, so it knocks the Core of Death down to, I think it was 2500, was it? So Jake's turn now. So he's playing quite a few cards, and he gets a nice few elements, and he gets the Siege Dragon out, which is a pretty cool card. Of course that charges my core as well, passes on to my turn. So I draw.
White. 4 white.
Uses, what's that, 4 elements was it?
Noble Knight.
Yeah, 4 white elements to play the Noble Knight, which makes a pretty good defender. So charge count on the core of light's getting quite high again.
And then I'll attack with both of these.
So looks like I'm attacking with these 2 units, the same 2, and I believe Jake's going to defend with his Siege Dragon. So I'll just do my units first. So the first one gets a 5,
7,
which is 900 damage in the damage pool. Then roll for the other unit, which is a 2, so I believe it still hits. Yeah, so it gets an extra 400 in the damage pool, so I've got 1300 damage to divide out. But first Jake rolls for his Siege Dragon and he gets a 6, which is a nice lucky roll. So Jake has got 800 damage in his defending damage pool, so I'm gonna divide my damage about now.
Is it 800 star? 700 to you.
So I've sent 500 to his defender because that's all that's needed, and the remaining 700 to the core.
Okay.
So it drops the Core of Death down to 1800 health. And don't forget it's only the attacker's excess damage which goes through to the core, not the defender. So like Jake's defending dragon won't damage my core because he's the defender. So it looks like we've got 2 units dead off the landscape, so that charges the Core of Death up by 2. And again Jake's back down to 0 defenders. He gets a bog out. So he's maxed his landscape out now. If you've noticed, he's got 3 terrain cards either side of his core, so we can't put any more terrain cards out. plays a ball and chain. If he does have any more terrain cards in his hand, he can discard them from his hand to generate a temporary element for that turn.
Put a castle archer up.
So I pay 1 white element to get another castle archer. That's the second one in the deck.
That charges that. And then I'll attack with...
Again that charges the core of light. So I'm attacking with the 2 end units now. So the unit to my leftmost gets a 2, I think.
800
So that deals, let's have a look, 800 damage into my damage pool, and then the other unit gets a 4, but of course it's got the ball and chain back on it again. So I think that was another 300, so he's got no defenders, so he's got 1100 damage coming straight off his core, so he's getting quite low now. He's on 700 HP. He needs to play this quite remarkably. So he's taking quite a lot of elements off him. And just in time he gets out his royalty rare, which is the King Waving. So that is surely, as he puffs his vaping steam into the camera, he has got the King Waving out on the field. So that's going to slow my attacking down a little bit maybe. So again that charges my core for his Waving coming into play. So over to me, I draw a card. I'm going to pay 1 white element to get a shield guard out. Again, the shield guards were only good at the beginning of the game, they're not exactly great late game.
1900 HP then. 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Go on, everything.
Looks like we're going into battle now, so we've got 1 ranged unit.
We've got ranged.
The shield guard can't attack, the archer's got ranged, so the archer always goes first. He gets a 5 and it's only 200 damage, so he's just going to send 200 damage to the wave and it's not enough to kill it. But now we go on to the non-ranged units. So the one on my leftmost rolls a 5. So I believe that's another 900 damage. Yep, 900 damage in the pool. And then for the rightmost unit is a 6 for once. I finally roll a 6. I think that gives all the humans an extra 100 attack, but the archer has already attacked, so it won't affect him. So it only affects himself. So really, all it's done is giving himself an extra 100 attack boost. So with the debuff, you know, he's only adding 400 to the pool. So I've got 1300 in my damage pool. So Jake rolls for his King Raven, and he rolls a nice high roll of 5. 5 means he gets 1000 damage into his damage pool, and also I must discard a card from my hand. So I get rid of a hidden key because it's a bit useless for me now. So I send my damage 900 to the King Raven, which is enough to kill it, and then the remaining 400 will go to the Core of Death. So Jake's down to 300 health now. He's literally got 1 or 2 turns left in him.
Okay, you get 1000.
And then Jake now gets to divide his 1000 damage over my units. So it's a bit pointless in attacking the one with the ball and chain on, because that'll keep its health down, its attack power down. So he might as well get rid of these 3 attacking units of mine. Now we've had a lot of units die this turn, so that's going to pump his core. I think he's got 10 charges now. So over 2 turns he can deal 1000 damage straight. And then I believe it's Jake's turn. So again, Jake's low on defenders, but that King Raven sure helped empty the field a little bit. So he's paying 3 elements.
What's that? If a unit dies,
and he gets the wonder out. His wonder is again, players can only have 1 wonder out per game. If any of his units dies, he can pay its play cost and it'll go back to his hand. Again, it's a bit too late for that wonder now, but if he had it a bit early on, he could have saved a few of his units. So he passes the turn on to me now, so I draw my card.
Right, so I can't put that. Is my health max? Yeah. Blue, so icy trap.
I'm going to pay 2 blue elements and get an icy trap out. So again, that's just in case he does manage to get an extra turn. So I'm going to attack with this unit on the end. So roll, it's a 1. So it misses. So no damage start, that means Jake gets another turn to try and pull something out of the hat.
No, no, miss. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would be 300, yeah.
So he's
I
taking
take
5 charges off his core, so that I lose 500 HP straight away. I don't think he's doing anything this turn.
Siphon card's not in, but
Anything else? She'll say no. So it's my turn, so hopefully I can get this attack in and end the game. So I've got another turn, just had to move the phone a little bit. So now my terrains are all maxed out, so I can't put any more terrains in play.
I fell with this one.
So I'm going to attack with this unit on the end again. So I'm going to
5,
roll
all
and I
units.
get 5,
Hit
which
this
gives
unit
it
again, attack this turn.
enough
So
damage to
before
destroy the core. But Jake
Yeah,
has got
before
a
back.
battle
Oh.
card,
Okay, black and red.
so he's paying
Withering
2
Boom.
elements here to play Withering
Blue,
Boom, which will
white,
reduce my
gold.
attack by 800. And then just in the nick of time, I managed to get a counter activity
Got
up.
another response.
Well, obviously that basically makes his Withering Boon do nothing. So my damage goes straight through to the core. So I think that was a really good ending. That was, you know, when we were playing it, it was like, oh, oh, anyway. So, yeah, it's a good game. Very good game. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed watching the video, and don't forget, if you're interested in playing Replicas, there's also the cards are now available on the Game Crafter as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed the video again. See you all soon.